So, if technology is the worker, humans the state, who are the leaders of society? The leaders will be the drivers of innovation, the doctors, scientists, waste removal and recycling people, the people bringing basic services to humans, the people working in clothes and food retail, not politicians. It will be the most qualified for the most necessary jobs in society's thriving and sustainability that will lead society. Those helping society function. Humans will be the beneficiaries of our great achievements. Money is a fictitious notion anyway, as it assigns value to serve the wealthy and keeps the poor poor. We need a financial system that is universal and provides energy and impetus to economies without any associated crippling debt. The idea of a very small percentage of humanity being extremely wealthy and the rest of humanity struggling or having little is now an outdated idea. Like homophobia, racial ideology, and religion are old ideas. Technology is the new religion, and Google is God. If you want answers nowadays, you use Google to guide you in the right direction. That's how we get things done. I use Google in the example because it sounds like God. Google is God. But in reality, it is the internet and search engines, our collective consciousness. Technology and intellect are true assets, not land and things. What's in someone's bank account is not a mark of who a person is. It's what they do for their fellow planet dwellers that make them who they are. Innovation and science is enacted not for the benefit of a few, but for the benefit of everyone. Universal basic income is like a pad or tampon for a woman during her period. It doesn't prevent the period, but makes carrying on in life a possibility which otherwise is very difficult to manage. Poverty equals crime, and what I mean by that is that when people are poor, they are desperate and crime pays money. Also, it means that poverty is a crime of deprivation on the part of the haves. There is no good reason why any human should lack while another has far too much or more than they basically need. To elaborate further on this idea, have you ever thought about what percentage of the world's wealth has been acquired or built upon the suffering or oppression of other people, directly or indirectly? This can be flipped though. The wealth of nations is built upon the technological advancement of humans for the benefit of all humans. Another layer to this statement is to seeing this vision realized without destroying the planet first. Having a world economy that is based on debt means there is inherent inflation built into its fundamentals. Therefore, to talk about efficient financial markets that attempt to return more money to the investor than inflation can take, or commonly known as beating inflation, is silly because the average human is not financially well off and is struggling now to beat inflation, not when their retirement annuity or pensions start paying out. The financial markets serve the wealthy who have a lot of money to invest and can enjoy the 5% return per annum because their investment is large. If someone invests 10,000 Rand and gets 500 Rand per year from this, it does not put food on the table now. If someone invests 1 million Rand and has 50,000 Rand to work with at the end of the year, this seems helpful, but very few people have 1 million Rand to invest. So if every person in need of financial aid had $500 per month as a basic income, the fear of hunger will be removed and it opens them up to going out and trying to improve their lives. The retort to this may be, but who's going to pay for this? Well, I believe efficient markets and well designed financial instruments can. Financial instruments that look to add value to people's wealth, but not over years, over days. If that added value can be directly accessed by the needy, poverty and hunger can be eliminated. Over and above the issue of hunger, you have the disease of hopelessness. When someone feels hopeless, they become either suicidal or paralyzed with fear. We need to rid humanity of this scourge. If someone knows they can eat throughout a month, and if they work hard above that, they can have more. then this is the goal of technological socialism. What do we teach our children about sharing? Do we allow one of our children to purposefully have more than another? The internet, when you search for something, will give the same answer to everyone. Information and knowledge is power, and nowadays everyone that has access to the internet has access to this, no matter how much money is in their bank account. When Christ got angry at commerce in the temple, it was because symbolically people were placing the value of money and making money above the value of sacred spiritual principles. What Jesus was hinting at was that love and the fraternity of humankind is where the future of spirituality lies, rather than commerce and winners and losers, or who can get ahead and who will be left behind. Following on from this, Christ's line that we know as "the meek shall inherit the earth," I would better translate as "those who have little will feel the full pleasure of what it is to live on earth. They will be released through the power of love. Love in modern society means the undeniable belief that all humans are equal before each other. To turn a blind eye to those in need and blatantly continue to attempt to acquire more is not love. Robots and tech don't have emotions. If we can have a working class that can't be resentful or feel they are being exploited, humanity is left to profit off this cheaper and more efficient labor force and thereby enjoy life like it is meant to be enjoyed. Christ was the best communist of them all. Ironic that Christian nationalists think that Jesus enjoys their belief system. Christ consciousness, ironically, is the opposite of Christian nationalism and, in fact, needs no church. It is individualistic and extends love, tolerance, forgiveness, and compassion. It extends help and selfless service. A church should really just be a meeting place of like minded people that have these beliefs and practices in common. There is no heaven and hell, just noughts and ones, the living and the dead, stars and black holes, which bring me to my next two subjects, 1 to 9, 0 to 10, and the tree of life.